Good morning. Here is your pre-market briefing for Monday, April 6th.
Looks like we're gearing up for a higher open to start the week.
And Nasdaq futures are leading the way, hinting at some tech strength right at the bell.
But there's a pretty big geopolitical headwind that's weighing on sentiment.
Yep, President Trump has issued a hard deadline for Iran over maritime interference. And if they don't comply, they're facing strikes on their most critical infrastructure.
So, no surprise, this tension is really shaking up the energy markets.
WTI crude actually spiked above $115 a barrel over the weekend.
But that move has already pulled back, with oil now trading closer to $110.
So what helped? Well, some news from the OPEC Plus alliance definitely tempered that spike.
They've agreed to boost output by 206,000 barrels per day starting in May.
Now, what's interesting is how all this has overshadowed Friday's big jobs report.
You know, the March report really blew past expectations, showing a strong labor market.
Payrolls were a huge beat, but wage growth did come in a little light.
And get this, the report also had some pretty wild revisions to past months.
February's number got revised even lower, while January's was revised way up.
So what does all this mean for a potential Fed rate cut?
Well, this kind of strong data definitely doesn't help the case for a rate cut.
On the bright side, though, it should calm some recent fears about the job market.
Okay, let's look at the setup for today's session. Here's what matters. Keep an eye on the ISM non-manufacturing index at 10 a.m. Eastern.
And you can probably expect lower volume today since Europe is still closed for Easter.
So the big question for today, can this upbeat start hold up against all this geopolitical risk?